Hello everyone and welcome back to another video in our Autodesk Inventor professional tutorial. In this video we're going to continue to talk about fillets and chamfers. In the previous video we talked about fillets. We designed this part that you can see on the screen, and we applied a bunch of fillets and we looked at the fillet menu and we looked at different options with it. In this video we're going to talk about the chamfers. Chamfers are used for similar purposes and often covered together in a lot of tutorials and courses. Chamfer is available in the modify menu, but also a shortcut. You can click on an edge, a corner, and this quick shortcut menu will appear, and it will show you the things that you can do to that corner, that edge. In this case, we can apply a fillet or a chamfer. You can have access to the chamfer feature from this menu as well. So let's click on the chamfer. And now it's a pretty simple menu, and this cursor icon is in red color, which indicates that Inventor needs some information from you. So we need to select some edges. Let's select this edge here and this edge here, and this is using the distance option, and it only needs a distance value from you. In this case, it's 2 millimeters. Let's change it to 10 millimeters, and that changes this chamfer instantly. You can see the preview of it. So of course, like, if you want to see how it changes, how it affects your design, you can always drag this chamfer. And if you get to a point where you don't see the preview, that means it's not a valid chamfer. So you can kind of drag it back and come to a point where you can apply the chamfer. So let's say we want to apply 10 millimeter chamfer here. Let's click apply and cancel that command and get out of that command. Now chamfer 1 is added to your browser tree. Notice that there's no plus sign next to it because it is not a sketch-based feature. It is a placed feature. And similarly with the fillets, it's very important to understand where you are adding the chamfer. If you're adding the chamfer to an external edge, it's going to remove the material. If you're adding to an internal edge like this, it's going to add material. So let's add it. This is an external edge. You are removing material to accomplish this chamfer. And in this case, this is an internal edge. You are adding material to accomplish the chamfer. Let's say this is a 15 millimeter chamfer, and let's click OK, apply. Now chamfer 2 is added to our browser tree. Now let's look at the different options with the chamfer menu. Now this is the distance option. Right below that you have the distance and angle. Let's just click on that, and right now let's select for the distance and angle. First we have to select the face. That is the red color cursor here for the face. Now let's select maybe this face here. And now you need to select the edge. Now it's asking you to select the edge. Let's say we select this edge here. Now you can enter the distance for the chamfer, and also you can enter an angle. Let's say it's 45-degree angle. And if you want to see the preview of that, again, you can come here and highlight you can see how the preview changes as you change the values. You can highlight the arrow, which is the distance value. You can kind of move it up, we can drag it and see how it changes. And then you can come to the angle arrow and you can kind of rotate it and see how the angle affects your chamfer. You can always do all these. Let's just set apply, and now that is added to our browser tree as well. Now let's go back to the chamfer and look at the third option here, which is the to distance option. So to distance option, again, you need to select the edge, and now it requires two distances. Let's say it's 10 millimeters, this way, and 10 millimeters this way. But of course, you can change that value. You can enter 15 millimeters this way. Now it goes further, it changes the angle, but you're not entering the angle there. You're entering the distance, and it is just creating a chamfer based on that. I remember that I used this for a project before where I had to design a port, like a charging port, and the charging cord had this plastic cover, which made it difficult to kind of go in, and that's why I had to use this feature, this kind of chamfer, to open up some room for that cord covering. Again, you can use these feature. For example, I can increase this. I can make this say 20 millimeters, and yeah, 20 millimeters, and I can hit apply. Now that chamfer is implemented based on two distances I entered. Again, looking back to what we did, we added distance fillets on these corners, and we added distant fillets on these corners. We, added added a chamfer to an external corner. That way, we removed the material. We added chamfer to an internal corner. We added material. We used the distance and angle chamfer, and we looked at two distances chamfer as well. And again, they are used for similar reasons with fillets, as we talked about it in the fillet video. They're used for aesthetic reasons. They're used for stress mitigation to reduce the risk of part failure. And again, they're used for design purposes. If for functionality, you might want to add a chamfer to a certain point. And one little detail, I think I mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again. Try not to be too generous with fillets and chamfers. If this part is going to be machined by a manufacturer, if you're going to get a 3D printed, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're going to send this to a machine shop, if it's something made out of aluminum or stainless steel or something, if you add so many fillets with different degrees, different radiuses, different distances, then those are all each different machining steps, machining processes, and that's just going to increase your price. So try to use fillets and chamfers as they are necessary, as they're needed. And again, I'm going to repeat that rule of thumb. They are to be added to the design as the last thing to do. Design whatever you need to design, and then add fillets and chamfers to finish the design, to give it the look that you wanted to give. And with this video, we covered the chamfers. In the next video, we're going to talk about some of the other modify tools in the 3D modeling tab. And thank you for liking the videos and commenting and subscribing for the videos. And see you in the next video. Thanks.